Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to pay tribute to Steve Cropper, who recently passed away. He was a phenomenal yet understated guitar player. He's one of those guys that thought playing less means more. He ended up on pretty much all of the Stax Volts hits from the 60s. Sam and Dave, pretty much all the Otis Redding. I've got an Otis back there, that's why he's on that album too. Steve played with Otis at the Monterey Pop Festival. He was there for that. Steve also was a founding member of the Blues Brothers, a la Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, along with Duck Dunn, I believe. Now, Duck Dunn is actually not in the band when Green Onions came out. Green Onions was the very beginning of the massive hits that came out of Stax Vault. I mean, the label itself had started only a few years earlier, had kind of one good-sized, I think, regional hit, but that was it, and then this came along. And the whole story of how it was made is just ridiculous, and I've just featured it over on Modern Rock Talk. Steve Cropper himself talking about it. Booker T is the organ player. We've got a guy named Louis Steinberg on bass, later replaced by Duck Dunn. We've got Steve Cropper on guitar, and we've got Al Jackson on drums. This band, by and large, backed up pretty much every recording Otis made, and also Sam and Dave, Eddie Floyd, lots of other famous soul-singing artists from that time period. Steve actually helped write most of Otis Redding's hits and plenty of other well-known hits. He's one of those guys, he's a legend. He talked a little bit about how the recording industry used to be and how you would get a record like this out because it was on the radio blowing things up like within a week of them actually recording it and not really having a song when they were recording it. So anyway, that's how good they were. This is from 1967. This is an actual live performance. Duck Dunn is in there on bass because by then he was the bass player. Adrian, any thoughts on any of this?
I'll have to keep all this in mind next time I see the Monterey Pop Festival. I see Otis Redding playing on it.
Yeah.
I'll have to pay attention to the other musicians.
Oh, yeah. And I know that Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn were there. I would imagine that the rest of the guys were there, too, including Booker T and Al Jackson on drums. Let's check out this particular track. Adrian, you can tell me later if you recognize this or not. All right?
Okay.
Let's check it out. We'll discuss after. right. Does that ring any bells, Adrian?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a standard.
So, yeah, iconic song. We heard it in American Graffiti. It actually showed up in the Quadrophenia movie. But yeah, it pretty much came together somewhat by accident. The other side is actually what they recorded first that was absolutely completely by accident. They were waiting on a singer that hadn't shown up yet named Billy Riley or Billy D. Riley. And they're bored. So they're just playing, they're just jamming. And it turns out the engineer recorded what they were jamming. So when they were done jamming, guy's like, hey, want to hear what you just did? They're like, what? You put that down? And it came in, and it became the B-side to Green Onions, because he was like, I want to put this out, you know? Do you have another song? And that's why they wrote Green Onions. Said, oh, well, I got a riff. All right. Well, you take a solo, then I'll take a solo. Then it goes back to you, and we'll fade out. And that's all it was, you know? That's how you did records back then. And like I say, I mean, it got its first airplay within a week. Didn't have a name yet. And the phone started ringing off the hook. Instant hit, basically, out of nowhere. But yeah, Steve Cropper, his entire life's work is worth taking a look at. He was involved in so many iconic productions. Often that were like this, they seem pretty simple, you know, and that's very much on purpose. The idea is don't get in the singer's way. They didn't have a singer in this, but they were still reserved, and they would just come in when it was kind of their turn to do something. And even when they did, they didn't go totally nuts. It wasn't like a fusion exercise, you know. It's like Cropper working that Telecaster. He was famous, I think, for playing Telecasters. I think that was his sound, pretty much. I love Duck Dunn in that video, by the way. He's the guy looking at him like, we're going to rock this, right? Come on. You know, like that. He was very much connected with Booker on the organ there. And when you get that kind of intensity from one of your bandmates, it helps you to play harder, usually. You know, get more deep into the groove and all that. So what'd you think, Adrian, in general, though?
I think it's a great song and brought back memories hearing this.
Yeah, different time. In some ways, I wish you could still make a record that way and get a hit that way.
Yeah.
You know? But all is good. All is good. This was great. Folks, definitely take a look at Steve Cropper, you know, and his history and all that. It's worth your time. And if you have any thoughts of your own on this, let us know. If you have any particular memories that were jarred free from your memory banks listening to this, let us know what those are. Let us know if you ever saw Booker T and the MGs, or heck, any of those iconic artists that they backed. By all means, let us know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you later.